You're listening to Destination University, a podcast for college-bound teens and the parents and mentors who support them. If that is you, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Welcome to episode number 85. A performing arts student finds a college with choir and strong academics. Our conversation today is going to begin in Palo Alto and ultimately land in the city of the happiest place on earth. If your teen loves the performing arts, but is also looking for colleges with strong academics, this show is for you. So buckle up because you are in for a real treat. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon, founder of Dream College Academy and College Essay Bootcamp. Welcome to Destination University, where college dreams really do come true.
There is no guarantee for success, but there are ways to get closer to it when you do the right things. Who you surround yourself with is just as important as what you do. Finding the right people, the right classes, the right activities, and taking the right tests are all decisions that shape your future. Find out more today on Destination University with Dr. Cynthia Colon. Dr. Colon and her guests will give you the tips you need, whether you're a student, parent, or educator. Now, here is your host, Dr. Cynthia Colon.
Oh my goodness, you are in for a treat today, and I cannot wait for you to meet our guests. So here, we're not going to make you wait too much longer. Here we go. Okay, well, hello, Jamie. Oh my goodness, welcome to the show, Destination University. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me today. How are you?
Doing well. I mean, at the time of this recording, it's a beautiful day here in Southern California. And I feel like, and it's Friday, so it can't get any better, right?
I know. Thank goodness it's Friday.
Thank goodness it's Friday. Exactly. So I gave a little intro before you came on live here. And I say that our tale is going to take us from Palo Alto to the happiest place on earth, the happiest city on earth. So you're going to take us there. So I have 5 questions for you. And I want to start with just, if you could give our listeners and viewers a sense of sort of where you are, what you're looking outside the window. For those who have never been to Chapman, what do you see there and what do you love about it?
That is such a loaded question because I love so much about it, obviously. I am an alum of Chapman. I absolutely loved my 4 years and decided to stick around for a couple more. But I think the most incredible thing about Chapman and what I really love and what I see when I look out our window and walk through campus is the incredible sense of community on our campus. You cannot walk from point A to point B without running into 5 people you know and stopping at a couple tables. So I always advise students to leave extra time between their classes to make sure that they can have time for all of those short little conversations. It is just such a warm and welcoming environment that we call ourselves the Chapman family, and it really does feel like that when you walk through campus, and it is such a beautiful thing.
I've been to Chapman a few times, and what you're saying is absolutely correct. I mean, I always just feel so like warm and fuzzy. I don't know what it is. And I have been known to call Chapman the second happiest place on earth. So
I would agree with that, definitely.
Okay, awesome. So what our listeners like to really know about is really your own college journey. And there's a teaser, of course, just even in the title of this episode. You're a performing arts student at heart, but you were looking for academics as well. So walk us through your own journey to college back when you were in high school.
Yeah, absolutely. My kind of college process journey, I think probably started my sophomore year, just in terms of when I really seriously started thinking about it and considering what I would want. At the time, I was very active in our school's choir, on our dance team and theater. I was just really kind of all over the place performing, and I loved it. And the Chapman University Choir came to our school, performed for us. We did like a little master class, and it was just so special to be able to see such an incredible performance taking place. And then some students got to talk about their experience at Chapman, and I was like, this place looks amazing. Looked it up. It's beautiful too. What? Like really take having it all at this point. So that's really where it started. And through sophomore year, through my senior year of high school, my love for Chapman just continued to grow. The same choir actually came back to my high school my senior year after I had been admitted early, and the entire choir congratulated me. They were so warm and welcoming in terms of learning about who I was, what I wanted to study, what I wanted to do at Chapman. And that was so cool because I had not deposited. They had no need to be so nice to me, but it absolutely just made all the difference. Also, I'm very passionate about mental health and psychology. And so that was definitely also something that was important to me. So getting to hear other psychology students' experience in their program, learning about the professors the courses offered was really a nice selling point as well. So it had the art side where I could participate, but I didn't have to major. It didn't have to be my whole life. It could just be a part of it, as well as the academic side that I was really passionate about and that was going to help lead me to a great career.
Okay, so I love what you're saying about it, that the choir is probably how you originally fell in love with the institution. And we have to remind ourselves that it's teenagers we're trying to appeal to. And so what it must have been like to watch this amazing choir when you were in high school, right?
It was the coolest thing.
Okay, well, I'm dying to know if you joined the choir when you were a student and all of that. But so before we get there, so you get to senior year, and how did you decide which colleges you would apply to, or did you just decide I'm going to Chapman and that was it? So take us through senior year.
Yeah. So I applied to a variety of colleges, probably around 10 schools, which I know is a lot less than some, it's more than some. But I knew that something I wanted was a smaller school, like small to medium size, because I wanted small classrooms. I loved having relationships with my teachers in high school, my professors in college. That was definitely something that was super important to me. So most of the schools that I was looking at were smaller institutions, mostly private, but to please my parents, I did apply to a variety of different state schools and UCs as an in-state student. So once I received all of my decisions, it did kind of turn into what was financially going to be the most reasonable for my family, but also where did I really see myself belonging? Because obviously not everyone ends up loving the first place they go. And so to my parents, having me find a place that I really could call home was super important to them. So in the end, it did come down to two similarly sized schools. I definitely was kind of sticking to that small school. I was not going to go to a huge UC. I didn't think I was going to do well in those environments. I admire people that can. So it then came down to the finances, and Chapman just really worked with me so much to make Chapman the most affordable school for me that it could be. And so it really made all the difference.
Oh, so this was a personal fit, a financial fit, an academic fit, everything. Now,
absolutely,
you're such a true California gal who, anyone who is from California knows that you've got to do the Cal State and UC to please the parents, because it's the best public system in the country. But you knew what you were looking for. And at the end of the day, thank you for bringing up and being honest and candid about needing it to be a financial fit as well, because for most families, the money has to work. Most families cannot write a check for $80,000 a year. So.
No. Yeah. And yeah, I wish. That was definitely probably the biggest part. I worked with every school that I had applied to and been admitted to, worked with my admission counselor to see if there was anything more I could be doing to receive aid. I applied to outside scholarships and everything because I didn't want to settle for a school I wasn't as excited about just because I didn't do enough to afford the school that I was interested in.
So did you join the choir when you came to?
I did join for the first 2 years, and it was so much fun. It was so cool. I was in I was in the choir that you didn't have to audition into. It was a lot more kind of like beginner singers, which was totally fine. And I joined that one because I was not a major. I did not want it to be my whole life. I wanted it to just be a hobby. But college choirs are so good. It was so cool to be in this group of people that maybe had never even sang, but I was like, why are we so good? This is awesome. So it was wonderful. And then starting around my junior year, I started getting more involved in my other extracurriculars and having jobs on campus. So unfortunately, fitting choir into my school schedule was less possible. And I decided to focus more on work as well as my major.
Don't you wish you can go back to college and just like not take any classes, but just take advantage of everything they have to offer? Like,
yes, so much so. I hear students talking about some of their favorite things that they do while on campus, and I'm like, I miss that so much. I want to go back to that.
college is just ripe, full of opportunity, and 4 years is just not enough. So
I agree.